In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make those viral TikTok pasta chips. They've just been crazy in recent months, but I'm going to make a high protein version. So if you're someone that's focused on their nutrition, focused on higher protein intake, and maybe you're an athlete who just wants a different snack that you can maybe use, well, keep on watching because I'm going to show you how. Let's go. Hi, I'm Aleksa, sports dietitian, nutrition coach, and welcome again to one of my recipe videos. Now, before we get into today's recipe, I do want you to do two things. I want you to subscribe and also click that bell button so you can stay in the loop with every video that I release. So if you had TikTok, at least in the last month or two, I'm sure you would have come across a whole bunch of pasta chips recipes. They would have been going like gangbusters, just everywhere you would have been seeing them. Well, I wanted to make a version that wasn't just pasta chips, but actually had some extra benefit to it, aka make it high protein. So I always have some protein pasta laying around. So I was like, hey, I've got protein pasta. There's this recipe that could make a really good snack. So let's put two together and see how we go. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how to make a protein version of the pasta chips recipe that you've been seeing everywhere on TikTok and maybe even here on YouTube. So I'm going to show you how to make that. Something that you've got to realize is pasta is something that's been traditionally hated on for so long now, that as a dietitian, seeing pasta again come to the front and people going, oh, I love pasta, it's such a good feeling. So let's jump on this. Let's make some pasta chips. Let's show you how to do it. I'm going to show you the ingredients. Super simple, super easy. Honestly, you can't muck this up. Let's go. Let's get into it and go from there. Okay, this is all you literally need. You just need some protein pasta. Obviously, you can see it's just some leftovers for me, but I'll open it up to show you which one. Okay. There we go. So I use the Veta protein pasta, the penne. That's the one that I use. You can use other ones. There's like a San Remo one out there and all these other ones. You can use whatever. That's the one I got around. That's the one I'm going to use. Obviously, we're going to use some extra virgin olive oil, some garlic powder, and of course, as this is the Aussie version, so to speak, I'm going to be using some classic chicken salt. This is the one I've got in the house. Doesn't really matter which one you use. As long as it's chicken salt, you're going to go for the flavor that I'm going for here. So nice and easy, literally 4 ingredients. Let's show you how to make it. Okay, first things first, we've got a saucepan here, but no water, okay? We got to put water in there to cook the pasta. So, I'll put some water in there. Here we go. Potentially too much water, but it doesn't really matter, okay? We're going to be cooking the pasta for a bit and then draining it. Okay, it's nice and simple. Right to the top, get this water to get to a rolling boil. Bowl, 0, done. Now the amount of pasta we're going to be putting in this is 1 serve, which is roughly 100 grams. A little bit more. There we go, 101, close enough. Okay, so now I'm just going to put that aside. Now all we do is wait for this to boil up, so I'll be with you in a moment. Now, while that water is waiting to boil, there's no reason for me to show you boiling water, so let's talk a bit about the seasonings for this recipe. So I'm going for like an Aussie twist. I'm going for the classic chicken salt. I'm going to add some garlic powder because, well, I just feel like some different flavor in there as well, rather than just the chicken chips. I just wanted to put in some garlic as well. You can just do just the chicken chips. You can do just the garlic. Honestly, with the seasonings for this one, I want you to be experimental. I want you to try different things. Add some herbs in there. Add some paprika. Add some onion powder. It doesn't really matter. I want you to add the spices that you enjoy, the flavors you will kind of be gravitating towards, and just enjoy the recipe to your own degree. That's what I want you to do. Now, obviously, try this version as well, of course. Okay, I want you to try this Aussie version of the protein pasta chips, but I want you to just experiment, find your own twist that you really enjoy and can have as a snack going forward. But yeah, all this to say is the world's your oyster. Choose the seasonings you want, and you're good to go. Okay, so as you can see now, we're at a rolling boil. So what we're going to do is nice and simple. Chuck in the pasta. And you're good to go. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to cook this pasta until it's al dente.
How do you cook your grits? You like them regular, creamy, or al dente?
Okay, until it's al dente, and then we're going to drain it and go from there. Also from time to time, I just want to start off like this, just spin it around so that it doesn't clump together and stick together and make a nuisance.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we're back. Now I've tested the pasta already. I can make sure that it's al dente. I can assure you that it is. So all we do now is we drain it and go to the next step. Okay, so this step is nice and easy. Like that. Now that we've drained our pasta, obviously we then transfer it into a bowl. So the next step is quite easy, okay? What we do is we just grab our extra virgin olive oil and we put in about 1 tablespoon. Obviously, if you're tracking calories, measure it, do that way. But I know approximately that's how much I need. Okay, then we grab our chicken salt. Okay, just put in the chicken salt. Probably needed a bit more than that. Like that. Grab our garlic. Just be careful not to put too much in. That's enough. And then what we'll do is we just mix it up. And if you feel like you need more seasonings, do so, okay? Just to be certain, I'm gonna put a little bit more chicken salt in there. Hopefully this is not too salty. Okay, done, okay? So that's now done. So what we'll do now is we grab our tray and then we layer it off so that it's not too clumped together. Okay, you want it to be nice and evenly dispersed across the actual the baking sheet, sorry. Done. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is put it in the oven. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the oven for 20 minutes, roughly 20 minutes. You wanna be checking on it, you know, after kind of the 15-minute mark, you wanna be checking on it to make sure you're not overcooking it. We're gonna put it on there for about 20 minutes on 200 degrees Celsius. Now, obviously you can adjust it if it's fan forced, if it's not. Mine's fan forced, so I'm going with 200 based on the recipe that I saw most of the time on TikTok. But I'm gonna be checking on it after 15 minutes to make sure I'm not overcooking it. But you wanna adjust yours however you wanna do it, okay? So what we're gonna do is, once this is preheated, pop it in there, and you're good to go. Okay, so this is now preheated. Pop them in there.
20 minutes later.
Okay, here we go, all done. And it actually took 20 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, fan forced, to come out like this. I didn't want to cook them any further because, to be honest, they feel pretty good. They smell great. Honestly, the room was filling with the garlicky smell. But yeah, trust me, 200 degrees Celsius, 20 minutes, fan forced, worked well for me. Hopefully it does for you. Okay, next step is pretty simple and pretty obvious. Shake it around. This will also coat it with any seasonings or flavor that has maybe came off the chip as well. And then we just transfer it to a bowl. And there's a couple of stubborn chips. There we go. Done. Okay, so this is now all it done, ready to go. I'm gonna let it cool, give it a taste test, let you know what the macros are, and go from there. Okay, so we've got the bowl here. Time for a taste test. See how we go with this one. Okay, so let's go for this one here. It's like a nice crispy chip. Very crunchy. Not all the chips are crunchy, that's the thing. Some were crunchy, more crunchy than others, and I didn't want to keep cooking because I didn't want it to be overcooked. And borderline, the really crunchy ones seem to be overcooked. It's not too bad. Honestly, it doesn't taste as good as normal chips would, so to be honest, like if you really were craving something chipsy, the chips will probably be more satisfying for that specific craving. But if you want something that just resembles chips a bit, has some crunch to it, has some flavor to it, and honestly, like I said, any flavor you choose will kind of work, so just kind of season it in the way that you want it. This is going to satisfy. Now the big calling card here is the protein. Now I'm going to break up the macros in a second. You'll see exactly what I mean by that. But yeah, better than I expected. But not as good as chips. That makes sense. So, let's look at the calories and the protein. So for this bowl of it, which is about a serving, which you kind of consider like a single serving of chips as well. I guess like that was 100 grams of pasta cooked up, so didn't actually weigh it or whatever it is. It's about 460 calories, so it's not necessarily low calories for what you get. I mean, it's a small snack, but it's got 25 grams of protein. And that's the calling card here. That's what makes this different, is the fact that it gives you 25 grams of protein, whereas normal chips for around the same calories, because to be honest, those calories more or less are similar to normal chips. Hence why I'm saying it's not a low calorie alternative. It really is just a high protein alternative. So to be honest, considering the taste is, it's better than expected, but it's not as good as chips. And it's not something that I'm gonna be constantly craving. You could argue that unless you really need more protein, you can just go for chips. But it is cooked with, potentially better ingredients, doesn't have as much saturated fat. I used extra virgin olive oil. All these things are kind of, you have to consider from a nutritional point of view. But really, when you look at the calories, it's, more or less similar to what chips would be, but the protein's way higher at 25 grams of protein. I mean, literally a snack of this is going to give you your amount of protein you need for a single meal, albeit it's not the highest quality protein. It is just protein from protein pasta, so you've got to consider that as well. It's got about 50 grams of carbs and about 16 grams of fats. So all in all, it's macro-friendly in the sense that it's going to give you a bunch of protein, even though it's not necessarily the highest quality protein, which won't really matter if the rest of your diet has high quality protein, so keep that in mind. The taste-wise, like I said, it's pretty good, but you want to find a flavor that you kind of really, really enjoy. I mainly taste the garlic in this, not necessarily the chicken salt as much as I expected it to be. It's got crunch, but would I want it over normal chips? Probably not. But the thing is, I want you to give it a go. It's easy to make, it's cheap, just give it a go, find a flavor combo that you enjoy, and let me know what you think. Okay, because the thing is, this will depend. Some people will just absolutely love this, others will hate it, some will be like me, where it's like, I don't hate it, definitely not. But do I love it? Not necessarily. But it is a good macro-friendly snack as an alternative to chips. If you're really craving chips, this might give you some satisfied feeling, especially because of the crunchiness. But yeah, give it a go yourself, and I want you to post your creations on Instagram or Facebook, and then tag me at the Climbing Dietitian so I can see how you went and what you thought. And of course, if you like this recipe, as always, hit the like button, okay? Show me the like button if you like this kind of snacky kind of recipes and you want more of these. But what I want you to comment below is, what's your favorite snack in the world? Okay, comment below, what's your favorite snack in the world? To be honest, for me, I'm gonna go kind of basic with mine, but honestly, it is one of my favorite snacks, and it's a nice flavored Greek yogurt. Okay, it sounds like a chobani or something like that. I just love. But if I weren't to have that, Snickers pods. You give me a bag of Snickers pods and I can assure you, I'm gonna be smashing that down. Okay, so but yeah, comment below, let me know what your favorite snack is. As always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe so you can stay in the loop with every recipe I make, from main meals to snacks like this. And then I also do education videos about sports nutrition and nutrition in general. And until next time, stay classy, have a good one, see you later, bye.